Good evening and welcome to Facebook Live. I'm just refreshing my computer, see if it's going to work. Need to put my goggles on already, can't read. Can't read who's joining. Okay, let me just bring up. Yay, right. Do that, do that. Okay, oh my goodness. Hello Donna, and hi Hazel. Oh Hazel, you're being yourself. Hi Trisha. Hi Elaine. Hi Kim. Hi Susan. Hi Anne. Excuse me. Oh, I've got new little symbols beside people. Wonder what that means. Oh, sorry. Hi Mary. Hi Joe. Hi Shell. Oh, they're whizzing up now. Can't keep up. I'm here early and being shocked. Well done. Hi Helen. Hi Christine. Hi Katie. Hi Gemma. Hi Michelle. Hi Helen. Oh, they're whizzing up again. Hi Dawn, hi Val, hi Caroline, Caroline, Marilyn, Sandy and Jill. Lovely, okay. Hi Brenda, hi Susan, hi Angie. Oh, this is brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi Linda, hi Carol, looking forward to seeing inspiration. Thank you. No pressure. Hi Susan, hi Jane, hi Karen, hi Ruth, hope you're well, lovely. Hi Lynn, hi Belinda, hi Judith. It's really weird because my computer and my phone are totally out of sync. I'm getting totally different messages on each one. Anyway, never mind. Brilliant. Okay, so I hope I've said hello to everybody. And thank you very much for joining me. And going to do, I didn't realise my light was shining on, sorry. Going to show you or have a look at the Dinky Square Die tonight, and hopefully give you a bit of inspiration for using that in a slightly different way. And it was actually, I have to say, the design team that gave me the inspiration for this. So just realised a few more people haven't said hello. Hi Jean. Hello Jean. Hi Joe. Hope you're feeling better, lovely. Hi Patsy. Oh, and Sue's joining us now as well. That's lovely. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera. So if I don't say hello to you, hello everybody. If I've missed anyone, I do apologise because I'm not sure I've said 50 names, but I don't think it always tells me. And unless you say hello, then I don't know. Okay, how's the weather been for everyone? We woke up to 5 inches of snow and then had sunshine. We had, well, I got a message from Maxine, who is up in Brick House, and she had some snow, had to drive to work in snow. And then Hazel messaged me with a picture of it snowing, and it was bright sunshine here. And then we did have some sleet at lunch, about lunchtime sort of thing, but that was it. And then it's been beautiful all afternoon. So I think it's a mixed bag, isn't it? Okay, right, I'm going to flip the camera. I'm going to have a look at the boards again and some sample cards. And then I've got a couple of cards that I want to make and share some ideas with you. So bear with while I flip the camera. I'll bring this down. Now I've bought my media mat out. I suddenly thought, I worry about the lights and everything glaring. It's going to glare on here. It might glare this side now. Yeah, okay. It won't glare when we get rid of the packaging. So I'll just take my cardie off. I'm warmed up now. Okay, so I put my media mat down, so hopefully the light won't shine on the glass mat, so hopefully this will make it a little bit better. Hi Wendy, hi Hilary. Oh, you're in Leeds as well, Shell. Right, okay. So, blimey, maybe Maxine had as much as that then. Wow. Hi, Elaine. Just seeing if I've missed anybody else. I don't think I said hi to Joe. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Francis. Hi, Susan. Right, okay, I'm going to get on. I'm going to stop saying hello and let's get on. Otherwise, I'll just be standing here saying hello, which is fine. It's lovely. Okay, so this is Dinky Square Die. So I wanted to just show you the boards, and then this way as well. If you wanted to get a picture, you can see it all, can't you? Yes. If you did want to get a picture, then you could screenshot it if you wanted to. So from using die 1, which maybe I should have my actual dies open. So by using die 1, this is what you'll get. You'll get, because we've got the double cut around the edge of the frame, you'll get the skinny frame, but you get the inside mat as well. Then from die 2, you get the lovely scallop edge that's got the embossing of the dots and the lines. Die 3, you've got the double lines that crisscross in the corners. Then die 4 and die 5, they layer up beautifully together. Die 5 is the one, I think it's die 5, that's 4.5 centimetres. No, it's die 4. So this is the one, die 4 is the one that I use when I do my 9 square cards. If you do it on a 6x6 card, that is absolutely perfect. But these layer up on top of each other. And then obviously you get the little square in the middle, which you can use as a diamond as well if you want to. So they're the ones that you actually get. Then when you start layering die 1 with die 3, you're going to get different elements come out. So you're going to, by altering the size, obviously always using die 1, but changing it to 3, 4 or 5, you're going to get a wider frame. And these are lovely to die cut and then to stamp on, or you can run them through embossing folders and things like that, which would be really lovely. So I must do some of that actually, because I haven't done that for a while. And these frames as well, just with like the tops of, oh, actually with Kaz's grasses done all the way around the edge, that would look lovely. And then obviously if you layer up die 2 with die 3, 4, 5, then you can get different effects as well. Again, you'll get a skinny frame if you put 2 and 3 together, a wider frame with 2 and 4, and then a wider frame again with 2 and 5. And I just loved putting the square as a diamond, so it just gives you a totally different look. These are great to put photographs in as well, so that's another thing you can do. And then I knew there was another one. So if we use die 5 with die 6, you can do them obviously as squares or diamonds. And then if you do die 4 with die 6, you'll get a smaller frame and what have you. These would be really lovely actually. If you imagine die cutting those out of Miri board or something like that, they'd be lovely. You could have like a patchwork of them done. Quite like that idea. Okay, and then this is the board that I did so that you could see with the Miri cards, so you can see the embossings really nicely. They show up really well on here. I just tip it so you can get it. So yeah, just looks really lovely. So they're the actual dies. Let's put it back. So we've got die 1 at the front. Let's move these out of the way for a minute. And I wanted to show you some inspiration. So I loved this that Hazel did, where she offset the skinny frames and did it with the daisy blooms, and especially onto the craft. It just looks stunning. And she's coloured it in with the colour pops. Absolutely beautiful. And then it just goes to show how badly I did mine when I put it together, how wide I had my frame. But hey ho. And this is where the new squares fit in with the old squares, because this is the old, the layering frames and banners square die. So they fit on there and mix and match perfectly together. Wanted to show you as well, you can die cut the 4.5 centimetre square. Kaz's little plants fit on there beautifully. Then just some hand-drawn pencil lines as well. The little tag that all the sentiments fit in, again, fits on that lovely square. Don't forget to use them on an angle, so you can have them as diamonds as well. I think they look beautiful when you start die cutting them from glitter card, and the mix of the glitter card just with inked up cardstock as well. Just, I think it looks lovely, really fabulous. And also I used the sugar berries, the glittery glosses. So even though we bought them out for Christmas, they don't have to be for Christmas. Then I love this one that Philippa did, where she's done the layered up die 4 and 5, but she's used the one that we've used for sentiments, but used those to put all her plants in. And it's really clever how she's done a little bit of grey. If I bring it up to the camera so you can see, she's just done that little bit of grey shadow around each of the frames, and it really gives some depth to them on there. And I love how she's done them randomly, but she's almost got the stamping not quite as random. So it actually, like, as you look at it, it's quite pleasing for the eye. And I love this one that Jo has done, where she's die cut the scallop square, but she's masked around the edge. This is just flat. This isn't stuck on. So she's actually like put tape down to mask around the edge, and then done her ink blending and that beautiful white embossing with the little stamps. Beautiful. And then I did 2 squares again, copying Hazel's idea. And then I've used the flower from the hexagon set, but I've done them in 2 different colours. So I've die cut them and then mixed and matched. So this is like the green one, should have the green outside. And so I just swapped them over, so you've got a bit of contrast. But again, I've used the squares to matte and layer up for my sentiment as well. Then Marion's done this lovely one where she's used the scallop square and then matted the double line one on, where she's done a little bit of stamping and beautiful random foiling like through an embossing folder. I want to know how to do that, it's lovely. And then Kaz's with her scallop square again, and using it with her plants, and using the plant stick to make a little shelf. And then I love this with Philippa's as well, how the mats and layers just fit. This is one of the skinny frames here, and I love how she's done this as well with the bird, just pulling that out, die casting a little bit out, and you're getting that like spotlight effect. Excuse me, I'm gonna have a drink. I just think that's so effective. And I love how she's done this as well with the plant stick and the little birdie. That's really pulling your eye to the little bird and to the sentiment. So the first card that I'm going to do, I was really inspired by this one from Kaz, and I want to bring it up. Don't know if I'm going to be able to... Oh, there you go. So can you see this double line around the edge here? Now that's where she's used the die to actually emboss into the card, and this is something that I don't do often enough. I do not get my embossing mat out often enough, and I really should. So that's what I'm going to do tonight, because I thought this was really clever, and it really sets it out and like lifts up this scallop square that she's done around the edge. So I wanted to do my version, because although like I do like to like put my own twist on it, so I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it with the sunflower. So this one's from Floral Buttons, but I have embossed the double line square. So that's the first card that I'm going to do. And then my second card, I was totally inspired by this card from Philippa. And again, she's actually done this. I don't know if I'll be able to pick this up, but she's actually embossed the scallop square behind us, around her stamping. And this took me ages to work out how she's done this. And I only hope think I've worked it out right. So we will see. But first of all, when I was cutting my bits and pieces to make one, I actually cut the square out, because that was how I thought she'd done it. So it wasn't how she'd done it. So I decided I didn't want to waste it. So I pulled out all the little embossings with a little bit of, I can't think what it's called. Liquid pearls. So it's dimensional. It's got little dimensional dots in each of the dots, which is great because you can, obviously you've got the dots to help you line everything up. I inked around the edge so it just draws your eye to the embossing as well. And then just a little, one of the little buttons. But I did stamp it twice and cut it out, so I have 3D'd it. So this is like a second layer on the top and perfect for the glosses for the centre. So we will go back and we're going to do this card first. So I'm just going to move the samples out of the way and my boards. And the first thing I'm going to do is I've got a piece of, I should know that, it's 15 by 30, isn't it? I really should know. So I've got a piece of card. This is the Super Smooth. And I'm just going to score this at 15. Now the reason I'm scoring it is so that I know where to place my die. Okay, so I will fold it as well because I do like to when I make my cards. Okay, so now I'm happy to go that way. If you haven't got one of these, oh, honestly, I can't recommend it enough. This is a little adorable scoreboard. It's the mini one. It's the hunky-dory one. I know that Hazel usually stocks them, but I'm sure she's probably got some in. But it is absolutely brilliant, and it's such a handy size for scoring. So, got my card. First thing I need is, if I put it there. First thing I need is die number 1, because that's what I'm going to use for to make my embossing. So I'm going to take a little bit of tape, and I have to make sure that this is in the right place. Now when you take this down, just be careful with your tape, because when you put this through the die cutting machine, like to emboss it, anything you've got on there that has got any, I don't know how to describe it, you can end up with marks where your tape are. So I've done them on the inside because I don't want them to draw your attention to anything on the outside, and I'm going to put something inside. So just be careful, because the depth of the tape can actually mark the card. So that's what I would always do. I'd always do them on the inside, because I'm going to place this down and it will help to hide it. So I'm going to open my card up. And I'm just going to show you on my mat. So because I'm doing embossing, I take my A plate comes out, and my embossing mat goes down, and then my card. No. I bet Hazel's shouting. Okay, so then I'm only going to put my plate up to the score line. So I'm going to feed this through, but it will only go up to the score line, and I'm going to reverse it so that it doesn't go all the way through. So bear with me a minute while I do this. Okay, so now when I take my tape off, and you need to do this carefully, and I tore this, my original one, I actually tore this morning, but luckily, because I was going to put something down over the top of it, I managed to hide it. So just carefully, see, look, it's taken the layer of my card off. It's because we've gone through twice on the machine. It's like really very strong. So hopefully I can cover that up as well. And I have also used very strong tape. If I'd have used magic tape, I probably would have been all right. But because I've used painter's tape, and it is really strong. But now when I take that off, look at that beautiful embossed frame that I've got on my card. It is just such a great thing to do. And I always forget about my embossing mat. So highly recommend like having a go, like trying to remember that you can do that. Okay, so we've got our embossed area ready on our card. So now I'm going to take one of my frames. Now I would, because I know that I'm going to use this piece for my sentiment and what have you, I would place this down. No, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is if you put this in the right place, you can use the waste as well as the piece that you've done, that you want out of it. So I'm going to put it in the right place. Then I could use this piece as well. That'll have a nice scallop hole in the middle of it. So I'm just going to die cut this now. Change my plates. Right, what am I missing comments wise? Yes, if I dabbed it on the back of my hand, it would be better. You're absolutely right. Or like I say, if I'd have actually picked up my Scotch removable tape, it would have been better too. Okay, so now I could use this because I positioned it properly. So that I can keep for another card. And then take that off, take the tape off. That can go back in. And now I've got my lovely embossed bit ready for my stamping. So now I'm going to take, let's move this out of the way because I don't want that to get spoiled. So I'm going to use my floral buttons. I love this big sunflower one. On the drink. Okay. So I'm going to pop this down in my press and I use a magnet to hold it in place. Then I'm going to place my flower where I want it to be. When I'm happy with it, then I can shut my press, pick it up and stamp it out. I'm using black VersaFine because I find this is really gives me a really nice imprint, lasts a long time. And it means that I can watercolour with it and everything. So, nice amount of pressure. Not too hard, but enough. Have a check before you move anything to make sure you're happy with it. If you are, then I always give it a spritz and clean my stamp off. Just because that's what I've always done. I'm a good girl. I clean my stamps. Unlike some other people. Okay, so this needs to dry a little bit while before I can paint it. Colour it in. So what I'm actually going to use, I'm going to use the waste and I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Now I wanted to use, I love this, wishing you a wonderful day. So I'm going to use this, but what I thought was I wanted to colour it before I stamp the black. So I'm going to use a little bit of, what am I using? Salvage patina. Just a little bit. Again, I would take the excess off on your mat. And I'm just going to colour a bit of the card, making sure I've got enough for the whole length of the sentiment, which I have. So I've got my salvage patina. Then I can pick up my sentiment and my VersaFine again, just gently for any sentiments. And I wonder if you'll all be saying it as I do it. How do we stamp our sentiments? We do fairy fingers. So really nice and gently, and then we get that beautiful, beautiful font. So you don't lose any of the detail, it just looks fabulous. So again, quick spritz, and I can clean my stamp off. Okay, that can go away. So this one comes out of Garden Blooms, which I'm going to use in the next one. So beautiful. I love that. Really pleased with that stamp set as well. Okay, so these are our two elements. A little tip that my friend taught me, not with that, I knew I had a clean piece. With a clean piece of kitchen roll, just rub over so that if there's any wet ink on there, it will pick it up. So before I start painting or whatever. So I'm going to use a bit of salvage patina. I didn't know whether to use saltwater taffy, but the original one, it might be quite nice to see. No, I'm going to stick to my original plan. So I want bright persimmon as well. So I have a little bit of ink. So I give it a twist. I've got it tilted, but I give it a twist because I want the pigment and the dye to come out. So just a little bit of a twist to give me some colour. And then this is for my background. And then the lid can go back on. I've got a water brush and I'm just going to bring this, let's move that out of the way, bring that up a little bit. Okay, so starting with my yellow, or my wild honey, sorry. And I'm just going to put a base coat of colour down. If I want to go back in and do some extra details, I can, but I like to get that base colour down first, let that dry, and then you layer the colour, any additional colour, on the top. And that way you can get those extra details. So we can put some details in where our petals have that, the line patterns. So that's a petal as well. That's the one at the back. So just picking up a little bit of colour each time, just with my water brush. And then you can do it on the back of your hand, or you can be good and do it on a bit of kitchen roll. We'll do the centre part next. So we'll bring that in with our orange. Just building the colour up. I'm not looking at the comments or the questions anymore, I'm afraid, but I will have a look. I do always go back and read them through. So if there's anything anybody's asking that anyone can't answer, I know Hazel's watching. I don't know if Philippa's watching, but I know that Philippa usually does, or Kaz, or Joe. If you've got any questions like that, then just shout out. But if not, I always do go back and read everything afterwards. Okay, so now I'm just going to put a little bit of detail around the edge of my petals. Do like to pull that double line detailing just out a little bit, just draws your eye to it, adds a bit of interest to it. And then we can finish off with our little bit of blue in the background. Okay, so definitely cleaning my brush off. Might even give it a little squeeze, get some water to come out. Okay, so then I'm going to pick up some salvage patina. And because I have just squeezed to get some water out, can you see how much water is in there now? Much more. So I'm going to come in. Oh, I've missed a petal. I'll go back and do that in a minute. I come in and just give, like I say, a wash of colour first of all. And then if I want to go back in, make it darker anywhere I can. You really want to build the layers up, not try and, you know, add that detail all in one go, because all you end up doing is actually moving the colour around. Right, so I'm going to give a bit more colour around the edge. I don't mind if I go over the edge. I'm sort of drawing your eye to those lovely wobbly double lines. And then we can add some glitter glue to that. Okay, so I did like it a little bit darker where the dots are. So I can come back in and just add another layer of colour. Might need to get some more out of the ink pad. Might get away with it. Just picking that extra bit of colour up. And then we need a little bit of wild honey on that one. That's better. Okay, so quite happy with that. So then I need to add a bit of colour around the edge. So I'm actually going to leave this, let this dry off a little bit before I do that with my sponge. So let's just clean this up. And I know I would normally do a background, but right, so I need to bring my little guillotine in. Let's put that to one side. And I'm just going to trim down my sentiment. So lining up the bottoms of the letters till you're happy. And then we can switch that round. And then I use the edge of my guillotine as a guide. So I use the edge here. And then I wanted to show you a really good, so I could still use that. I could ink around there and I would have a nice frame. I wanted to show you, if you do want to have a, so I did slants at the end of here, but it's really quite hard to know how to get this angle to be the same as this angle. So here's a little tip. If you cut the first one, so just place it in and cut it, spin it around, and then use the edge of this against one of your lines to get it right for the other end. So if we went up to that line, get that bit straight, and then this will have the same angle as it is on the other end. Just much more pleasing on the eye. Okay, so we've got our sentiment now, and that's given our painting just a little bit of a chance to have dried. So now I'm going to just wipe my my sponge rather, around the edge. And it's probably got enough ink on there from just inking the sentiment. Be careful because I can feel how wet this is where I've done that with the with the water brush. So if I was doing this normally, I would leave this to dry for a little bit before you try inking and finishing it off. But obviously, don't have that luxury. Okay, so ready to put our card together. So I'm going to get some nice big foam pads. And I put one of each of these in the corner. Want a nice lot of stability to make sure that this sits really nicely. I mean, it's nice quality card and everything, so it's not going to sag. But when you've got great big foam pads like this and you get so many, I just think you can be, you know, generous with them. Okay, so let's bring that. I need to stand up and do this, so I'll make sure I get it in the right place. Okay, so when you're happy with the border on three sides, and you know the bottom one's going to be right as well. We've got that there, and then I'm going to just put my sentiment on. So I'm going to cut this in half and just use one of those and one of those. Oh, it's just poking through a little bit. Just all I do is just like curl it around on itself, and that'll be fine. And then I'm going to place this down. So I like to go over the top of my circle a little bit, just bringing that in. And then because we've got this element here that is also raised, I need one more piece underneath. So cut that in half, but then I'm going to cut that in half again. Then I can remove one of the backing papers and then just lift this up and pop that so it's behind your sentiment. Then all we need, and I bet I won't have any of the right colour now. Oh, actually there's some orange. I was going to use Tutti Frutti, but actually I really like the tip. See, this is just perfect. And we'll use the soft. I wanted some of the bright oranges as well. I should have gone through and checked. Hang on, what's that? I've got so many sheets with about 3 or 4 bits. Actually, that's got some bright oranges on. Right, we won't open that one. This will do. Okay, so because I've broken all my nails and haven't got nice long nails at the moment, I'm going to use my craft knife And I like to have something down the bottom here, and then we'll use a darker orange. And then I'll have a medium tealy one, and we'll put that about, should we go at the top? No, we'll put that about there. And I've got another little orange one, and then we're going to have something at the end here. So we'll have another big one and another of the little deep oranges. Okay, so I've got some glosses on there, and then all I need, and I didn't ever used to make a card that didn't have glitter glue on, so I'm just going to squeeze gently and put that all in the centre. And I just did down the lines, oh, and the end parts of the behind petals. So adding that detail in, and then I just put glitter glue around the edge of my sentiment. So just very carefully, just scribbling and squeezing so gently, so gently, and then you get really nice fine. I'm barely pushing on the glitter glue. I'm just running the nozzle backwards and forwards, almost scribbling with it. But that'll just give me that lovely fine bit of glitter glue around it. And I think that is a pretty nice card with that beautiful embossing. I just love this. Honestly, I can't recommend that enough. And imagine doing it with the scallop edge one as well. So we're going to do that next. So, right, while you're all looking, let me just quickly... Thank you. I thought they were lovely colours as well. I thought you would have had better storage. I know. How bad is that? Just in a bag. Maybe I need to work on that. Or maybe I need to give that to Hazel as a task for coming up with some storage for me. Okay. So I'm going to move this one out of the way, and then we're going to get on with the next card. I don't want to spoil that with the glitter glue. So I'm only hoping, and is Philippa watching? I don't know if she's messaged at all. But so this was Philippa's idea. Challenge accepted. Thank you, lovely. Okay, so this was Philippa's card, and I thought I'd worked out how to do it, and then I thought, no, you haven't. So I ended up with this square with this embossed bit on, so I made another card. So it just means that it's another bit of inspiration for you with that lovely embossing on there. Picking out each of those dots with the liquid pearls and then 3D'ing the little daisy button. I love that. Wouldn't it look nice with some glossy accents on it as well, actually? So it was like really shiny. How do you store your glitter glue? Because I store mine upside down. Well, at the moment, let me show you. Bear with. I don't know if I can't turn the camera enough. It won't go round that way, and you'll be upside down. At the moment, my glitter glue bottle lays like that on a Lazy Susan that's got shelves in it. I'll take a picture afterwards and post it. So that was the extra card, which I'm not going to do because I want to do this one, and it's a bit more in depth. Right, stamping press. So to start with, I've got written instructions even, so I remember what to do. So we're going to take a piece of card that is, this is a piece of A6. So just a piece of A6, and we're going to get the stamp design. So garden blooms. And we are going to stamp this down on our piece where we want it. And I'm going to stamp that. Oh, just knocked all my embossing powders off. Oh no. Stamp that out with black VersaFine. And I mustn't lose my instructions because I do need to remember what to do. Okay, so it says stamp flower. So I'm stamping my flower, and my press isn't flat because of the media mat, so I do need to work it a little bit more maybe than normal, just to make sure. Have a good look before you move it. When you're happy. Now, do I clean it? Did I need it again? No, I thought I did, but I think I've sussed how Philippa did it. Okay, so let's put that away. And I decided for this one that I was going to do, I loved Philippa's colours, really did. But I thought, I do like to, I don't know, well, I don't want to say put my own stamp on it, but just change it up a little bit. So I'm going to do a bit of orange, and I'm going to bring saltwater taffy into it now. A bit of that new colour, and a bit of pink Kitsch Flamingo. And then we'll do the greens in a minute. So we'll do the flowers first of all. I thought we'd do pinks and corals and oranges. Okay, so I'm going to start with saltwater taffy, I think. And I'm going to get a base coat of this down. This is like, well, they keep calling it a corally pink, but it's almost like dusky rose as well. It's coming out like that now anyway. Obviously it depends how much pigment you get into it as well. That can alter like the amount of dye and pigment that are coming out, but oh, it's such a pretty colour, it really is. I think I might do, I don't know now. I was going to do that. I think I'll do orange. Yeah, I think I'm going to do both the flowers the same. I was going to do one pink and one... I'm going to do... I know it's not the right colour. And my mum always used to make me laugh because she didn't like anything that wasn't coloured in the right colour. It was like, nope, don't like that. But I'm actually going to do the Honesty. I'm going to do that in pink. And I know it's not pink really, but it can be pink in my world. Okay, so let's clean my brush. I'll let that dry before I add my orange. So then I'm going to bring, and I might not do it all actually, I might just have like little bits first of all. Let's see what that looks like. And then we can pull it out a bit maybe. And we need another colour, thinking about it, for the little sprigs of flowers, whatever they are. Right, okay, so now I'm just going to use my paintbrush, and that maybe just a little bit, that's it, just a little bit of loose colour. So lots of water and not much colour, but it is, you might not be able to see it very well on the camera. I'll bring it up in a minute and see if we can see it, but it's just giving a little bit of colour because I'm going to add some glitter glue in the background, but it is giving you that detail of the deeper pink towards the bottom. Okay, so now if I come in with the right persimmon, and I'm just going to put the colour where the lines are, and again, don't want it too strong of the orange, so don't be afraid to mix or make your water brush pull out some of the, make your colours paler. Yeah, okay, and then I'm going to do little bits of orange on these shaded parts as well. And all I say is when you're colouring something, if you're thinking, oh, I think I've messed this up, just once you've done it, if you add a little bit of glitter glue to it, oh, glitter glue like makes everything better. So I'm not sure about this orange, whether I should have got, maybe I should have gone with abandoned coral on it over the top of the saltwater taffy. I haven't tried those two together. They might be too similar, I'm not sure. Anyway, once I put a little bit of glitter glue on this, it'll change everything. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that. We'll need a little bit more colour. That maybe softens the orange a little bit as well. If you bring a little, yeah, that's better, I think. Bring a bit more of the corally colour out by making it a bit darker. Okay, I'm happier now. Just needed that little bit more strength in the colour, I think. Okay, so then we've got to just add, yep, happy with that. So now we need a little bit of green. I'm going to use a little bit of mowed lawn. If I move over, you'll still be able to see, yep. So a bit of mowed lawn, and I'll bring a little bit of rustic wilderness in as well. I like to mix these together. So just have a little bit of rustic wilderness, just to take the edge off the mowed lawn sometimes, if you don't want it to be like real appley green. It just dulls it down a little bit, and it's not, yeah, I think that suits the colours a little bit better. So then our stems. Obviously, when you're doing this, take your time, because it is the colouring bit that is so therapeutic and so much fun. Well, that's the bit that I so enjoy. And it's always, I always have to rush it, or feel like I have to rush it when I'm doing a live, because I feel like you don't want to sit there for hours watching me colouring. Maybe you do, I don't know. Okay, so just adding some colour to those as well. Okay, happy with that. I think for ease, I'm going to make the little sprigs, I'm going to do them with the salvage patina, because that's the colour. I've got a blue out, and that'll do. So just add in little dots of colour on those little dots, and it'll just add that little bit of detail. Don't need much, just that little bit. And then we'll put some glitter glue on there as well. That would be lovely. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. Move that out of the way. Let's clean this off. And then I am going to need to dry this before I can die cut it. So when you dry something, if you do it down flat, all the water, not so much on the media mat, but much more on the glass mat, you get a lot of condensation. If you just hold the piece of paper, dry the front and the back, you'll find that it dries so much quicker, because the air can flow through your piece of paper. And let's just make that a bit flat again. Okay, so now what I think Philippa did is, with the square dies, I think she die cut number 1 out of here. So I'm going to tape that down, but I am going to use magic tape this time. So lay that where I want it, and I'm going to use the outside edge, so I want to make sure that my borders are equal. So this one and this one, and I like, if I do these two, then usually this one is double what those two are, and that's what I find looks nice and pleasing on the eye. Now I've got a nasty mark on my card there, but I will hopefully be able to use my sand eraser and get rid of that. Yeah, that'll go. Okay, so I'm just going to go and die cut this. Hope it doesn't move. So that's got to go in there. Okay, so we've got our die cut piece. So remove my tape carefully. So obviously don't want to spoil my card now. And then this is going to give me the square, and it's going to give me a frame. So I can pop this out. There we go. And I've got my frame. Now, let's put that back. I need my scallop square for this part. And I'm going to tape that down. And I'm going to run this through, but I'm going to emboss this. I'm not going to die cut it. I'm going to emboss it with my embossing sheet. So take that piece out. Put that down. And my square. Oh no, that bit first. And I'm just running that through the die cutting machine now, and then that's going to give me this lovely embossing that Philippa has got around the edge. Okay, so if you turn it over, you can see how beautiful that embossing is. So it's lovely and deep. So take your tape off. Got a piece there that's come off. And then when we take this out, whoops, you've got that lovely embossed detail around the edge of your design, and it just draws your eye into it when we layer all the card up. I thought it was a really lovely touch. So let me get that out of the way. I have a 5x7 card, or an 18 by 24 piece of card, which I've scored into a 5x7 card. Then I've already cut a piece of black card, and this piece, oh, I've got another mark on it now. Oh no, I haven't. It's okay. Whew. Right, so this piece I cut just a little bit bigger so I can layer this onto it. So, whoops. Put my glue all the way around the edge. That should be all right anyway. Make sure I get that in the right place, a nice even border, and pop that down. I'll worry about these marks in a minute because they should come off. But then I'm going to glue this to the front of my card. And it's actually, I think it's actually very clever how Philippa did this, because by using that die, she's actually cut the little skinny frame that is around this piece here by using the black card as a layer underneath. So I'm going to place this back inside, but not glue it, just place it. And then I'm going to take some glue on the back of my lovely embossed flowers and place that inside. And then because the frame is there, it's going to help me to get the spacing right. I can firm that down. I should make sure it's really dry. This is why I wouldn't be doing this now if I was making this card, really. Then when we take that out, we've got that lovely frame around it. How clever is Philippa? Okay, so then I've done a couple of sentiments like Philippa had done. So I've used the layering squares again. Philippa's card is slightly larger than mine. So my sentiments are going to overlap mine a little bit. And then I need a piece. Oh, I've got one there. Then I'm going to chop this one. And I need to chop it again, don't I? Okay. Pop that down. Oh, I don't like these foam pads when you get the, I haven't taken the, it's the like the wrong side I'm trying to take off. I don't know where to put this now. There we go, just down the bottom there. Okay, so then all I need is a few of my glosses. That looks quite a nice colour. That's a bit too orangey. I think we'll go with this one. So we'll take these, and I'm actually going to put them on my sentiments, I think, this time. So we're going to have 1 and 2, and we've got to have one on the little one. So we're making like a triangle. That's always a good thing to do, to draw your eye into it. And then I think we will have that peachy colour to go with it. So we'll have 2 the same size and a little one down here. Oops, that's moved. That's better. Okay, so now all I need to do, I've got to do it because it's going to finish it off properly, is my glitter glue. And I'm going to do little dots in my little dotty flowers. I'm going to do a nice bit in here and a bit of scribbling over those lines, a little bit around the edge where those shadowy bits are. And it's just going to soften everything and just glitter makes everything okay. So we'll have a little bit in each of my honesties. Oh, and we need to do the little dots down here, the little scribbles on them. And I think maybe we should have a little bit on the leaf as well. You could do the sentiments if you wanted to, but I know that when I do glitter glue onto black, it makes it quite harsh. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw the stems in there. Well happy with that one. And I'm really chuffed that I worked out how Philippa did it. I think it looks nice on the bigger card, I have to say. But a 7x5 is about as big a card as I get. Hazel was horrified yesterday when I said I'd never taken an A4 piece of card and scored it in half. Where can I buy this stamp? You can buy this stamp from any of our stockists. But I'm going to tell you a little something where you might want to go and buy it from in just a second. So let me just bring it up so you can have a closer look, because it is, I'm really chuffed with that. I love that. So let's bring the other 2. So this was the other one that we did as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And the bit of exciting news that I've got to tell. First of all, I'm going to do my online workshop details. They should be ready next week. So I will post those sometime next week about the workshop on the 29th that I'm going to do for St Catherine's. So that'll be in memory of my mum and to raise some more money for St Catherine's. And then very exciting over the weekend, and I'm sure lots of you will have seen today, that Hazel and Paul at Dragon's Papercraft are celebrating 10 years of their business, which is absolutely phenomenal. So huge congratulations to Hazel and Paul. Excuse me. Hazel's going to be doing a Facebook Live tomorrow at 10:30. And that's going to be a tour of the shop, I think, and lots of new exciting products that she's got in and lots of different offers and things like that. Then she's back on again at 2 o'clock. And then on Saturday, she will be on at 4 o'clock. And on Sunday, she will be live at 11 a.m. That'll all be on Dragon's Papercraft Facebook page. And also, as from now, there is a code called, and it's all in capitals, birthday 10. And Hazel, if you want to put a comment up about it, you please do. You're more than welcome to. Birthday 10, and that will give you 10% off anything that you buy. So the lady who asked, and my messages are flashing up really, really quick. So I'm just going to scroll back and see if I can find it. Joanna. So Joanna, if you're in the UK and you'd like 10% off, if you go to Dragon's Papercraft and put birthday 10 as the is it a code? It's a code, isn't it, at the end? So when you're finishing your purchase, you must put it in. You won't get the discount unless you enter it. So I'm sure it's right at the end when you're making your purchase. Also, let's just whiz back. I saw another question as I was going. Did I see something about set square? It's not right. So the glitter glue is, and I would only ever buy Stickles glitter glue. It's from Ranger, and the one that I like the best is Stardust. It's completely iridescent. It takes on any colour that's underneath. So when I put it on here, it's orange. When I put it around the edge, it's blue. And when I put it on here, it's whatever colour you have underneath. So Stardust is my favourite ever glitter glue. Right, what else did I see? Just very quickly. Oh, so I was using the square set. Sorry, yeah, the Dinky Dies. It's the square set of Dinky Dies. So what did I do with that? So it is this set. I've done a Facebook Live about the rectangles. This is about the squares. I think I'll do hexagons next and then the circles. So, but I won't be doing any over the weekend because I'm not competing with Hazel. So I will leave that till next week. Right, let me flip the camera. Where is it gone? There. Okay, so brilliant. She's put her code up, she's put the website up as well. I hope you've enjoyed that, ladies. I've had a lovely time. I will go back through and just read any of the comments. You got some Ranger glitter glues. Brilliant. I mean, there are other ones. There's Crystal and there's Diamond. Crystal, I think, has got the green tinge and Diamond has an orange tinge, but Stardust is completely iridescent. But they if you put Crystal or Diamond on the right colours, they will take on whatever colour you've got underneath. So, but like I say, Stardust is completely iridescent. There's no colour in it at all. So, I'm shattered. I've had a very productive day today. So, right, okay. Hope you've enjoyed that. I really did. Thanks ever so much for joining me. And enjoy Hazel's celebrations over the weekend. Go treat yourself to something, especially with 10% off. Oh, and there is a chance of winning. I think it's for everybody who places an order, but Hazel needs to confirm that. I don't know how they're going to pull them, but there's 10 goodie bags up for grabs as well. So, oh, that's lovely. That's the first time you've watched Joanna. Sorry, I don't know if it's Jo or Joanna, so I'll say Joanna. Thank you for joining us. That's lovely. Okay, so thank you to everyone for joining me, and I will see you again soon. I love watching. It just flips by too quick. I'll go and read all the comments now. So enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you all again soon. Okay, bye.